Welcome back to another We Power podcast, another We Power broadcast. We are here in studio, and as you know, we already have another exciting show for you today. And yes, our theme still remains the same: being able to identify what works for you. And our goal is that as our guest here shares their story and their journey, that you will hear something that will prompt you to just dig a little deeper, get a little bit more excited, and find out what works for you. Because there's so many opportunities out here. And you know, our saying here at We Power is we believe that one person's passion can be the solution to another person's problem. So our goal here is simply to expose the passions and people that we may expose solutions to our community. I'm your host, P. Anthony, aka the Underground Professor. And as always, we want to thank our sponsors, Victory's Insurance LLC, Lifefinancial.solutions, and Freebirds General Contractors. And you can find their information in the comments below. Without further ado, I am going to introduce my very special guest, Nycole. How are you today?
I'm well. How about yourself?
I am blessed. Nycole is the owner and founder of the Rose of Sharon, all natural health and wellness products. And I was introduced to Nycole through my brother, David. And one of her products that drew me in is her sea moss. But we'll get to that a little bit later. But most importantly, Nycole, we're just going to jump right into it. And the theme of our show, we talk about being able to identify what works for you. And off air, I already had asked you that question, and your answer was pretty profound to me. And so I'm going to ask you again on air, and we'll start our conversation from there. So share with our listening audience how you were able to identify that this business is what worked for you.
All right. So when I first got into this business, I had no idea that this would be something I would become passionate about. It all started from a health situation crisis that I had within my life, where I was in a car accident in 2013. 2013 resulted in a lot of therapy and a lot of medication. A lot of medication that was supposed to help one thing ended up wrecking other things in my life, such as my weight, such as my hair, such as a lot of my health that I had normally as a young in my 30s that I was able to function and do. I stopped being able to do that because I was either so tired, or I was just adding more weight to the problem, or I was becoming more depressed about the situation. And fast forward, I went to a beautician, and back in maybe 2019-ish.
Okay, pre-COVID.
And she recommended sea moss to me. And because my hair was falling out so bad, shedding. And I said, like everyone else, sea moss, what is that?
What is that? Yeah.
And so she was, explaining it to me. And she got, of course, things rolling through your head. You have no idea what this concept because you've never seen it before. And so she was like, yeah, I take it every day and I make it and all you got to do is this. And she showed me and she told me where to get it and everything. You can make this and you need to start taking it. Well, she didn't tell me about the taste.
Okay.
And so I made it and I was like, it looked gooey, and I said, I can't. I tried it for like a few days and I was like, I can't do this. So I stopped.
Okay.
So fast forward, another year rolled past, COVID hit, went back to the beautician and she said, your hair is still falling out significantly. You need to really get on this sea moss. And so I was like, you know what? If I'm going to do this, I'm going to flavor it. And if I flavor it, I'm going to take it. But I'm going to find a source to naturally flavor it because I want to do some changes in my life.
Okay.
So once I did, I started taking the sea moss, and then others started hearing that I was making sea moss with flavors in it, and the business just dropped in my lap.
Wow.
Word of mouth traveled fast because COVID, and some people believe that it helped with COVID, and so people were calling from all over, and I was getting hit up in my DMs to make them CMOS.
Wow.
And so I had no idea I was going to be doing this. My whole background and passion for this business, my career is in IT. And
really?
Yes.
Wow. Did you do your website?
Yes. Okay. Well, not this one. The first one I did. Second, I couldn't get together with my life because I was so busy.
Okay.
But I have a background in web design. I have a background in design. So I did what I could. But at the same time, I just didn't have a thought that this would be something I would become so passionate about. So now, 3 years rolling in, I'm thinking, forget technology because of some other mishaps. But this is something that I am passionate about. I saw the benefits from it because I lost 30 pounds from it.
Wow.
And I dropped several pills that I was on from the doctors. And I noticed a difference in my health.
Okay.
So I was a walking poster board for my business as well because people were watching the transformation on Facebook and was wondering, hey, how did you lose that weight? And I was like, hey, it gave me energy. And hey, I went to work out. I was walking outside when everybody couldn't really go anywhere.
Right.
But I had a trail to walk on, so I was on that thing faithfully.
Okay.
Or in the gym when it's raining.
Okay, so you gave us a great history there. We're going to back up. So you were in a car accident. And so prior to the car accident, you were young, you're still young, but you were young and active, let's say. The car accident, now you have to go to therapy. Now you're on prescription medication. How long were you on the prescription medication before you knew something wasn't right?
Well, it came at a peculiar time. So in 2013, a lot went on in 2013. I lost my mother.
Okay.
I lost my job. I had a different business that I started up.
Okay.
That was rocky.
Okay.
And then I lost my church. Well, I didn't lose it, but I had issues at church with some people.
Okay.
And then the car accident happened.
Wow.
So all of that pretty much kind of steamrolled into one. And later, I probably was on those pills up until like 2013 because not only they gave me medication, they gave me a medication because all of my things weren't surgical that happened to me during the accident. They were muscular. So they was like, there's no surgery we could do. And I literally went to one of their doctors and he had no bedside manner, telling a 30-year-old, oh, this is how you're going to be the rest of your life. Bent over. I was not standing up straight or any of that. And he devastated me.
Wow.
And so, moving forward, I stayed on those pills for some years, which caused migraines. I never even had migraines in my life.
Wow.
And a lot of other issues.
So you're on those prescription meds for a couple of years or so. When all of that happened to you, going through that, let me ask you this question. Very direct. Going through everything that you just mentioned in 2013, why are you still here?
Praise to God. God is my source. I will say that screaming from the rooftop.
Okay.
He has kept me sane. I had help. I have support, family support. So all of those things played into part, and things kind of, I was raised by a really strong, independent woman. So she was kind of, she was like, don't ever let them see you sweat kind of deal. Don't ever let them see you cry. You might be down today, but you go outside, you present yourself in a way that they will never know.
Right. That's awesome. So coming through that, you're in IT. Were you in IT as an entrepreneur, or were you working for somebody else?
I have worked for several nonprofits in IT, and then back in around the same time COVID, what was that, 2020? I ended up going to a for-profit entity and worked there up until May of this year. Okay.
When did you decide that the Rose of Sharon, this is going to be my baby. This is going to be it for me. I'm going to do this. And I can do this.
Just the whole mind transformation for me. I had to change my whole mindset because I had to deal with reality. Then, my passion was technology. And that's what I thought I was going to live and die in. But at the same time, it didn't love me back.
Okay.
a lot of people, they say that these jobs are available for IT, but they fail to mention that it's harder on two scales, being a female and being black.
Wow.
And so I always did a lot of work and never got the pay compensation.
Really?
I was in positions of, you tell us what to do and we'll do it. But when I told them, they will pay someone else to tell them the same exact thing that I told them. So after years of frustration and 3 degrees later, I was like, the CMOS loved me back. The whole company, the concept, because as a kid, I watched my mother be sick every single day.
Wow.
She was in the hospital all the time.
Right.
And for me, I did not want to be that way. 1, 2, I want to be the voice right now for those that are suffering in silence.
Okay.
And I felt that's how I was. I just suck it up and move on. I have a broke foot.
Right.
Suck it up.
Move on.
And I did have a broke foot, but didn't go see about it.
Right.
I sucked it up and kept walking on it.
Broke foot. Wow. Wow. You said something very powerful, and I'm gonna pause for that cause right here. One of the key elements and the key ingredients in knowing something that's working for you is you said when you started your CMOS business, you were able to see in IT that did not love you back. But with the passion, and I could see it in your eyes, you said CMOS loved you back. Let's back up to that point right there. What was that experience like? What describe that feeling of CMOS loving you back?
Well, just the concept of the whole, people praise you in the IT when you fix their computer, but when it doesn't work, they're hitting you over your head.
Right.
The CMOS community, the health and wellness community, let's say that, I've gotten so many great stories about how it has helped them. That is gratifying for me because I'm not only producing something that can change someone's life, but they're changing their lives slowly but surely when they thought that they were at doom like me.
Right.
So hearing those stories, hearing people say that, I have lupus or I have a heart condition and the CMOS has helped me and it helps me in this direction, it helps me in that direction. Those stories for me just helps pour me in, fills my picture.
Right.
Versus I felt like in technology, it was taking from me. I was giving and I was pouring and I was doing everything they told me to do. I was achieving everything they said I should achieve. Nothing from it.
Right.
And so, being a single parent of a son, he saw me go through school and gain those degrees, but he saw the debt that came behind it. So he said, "Mom, I see you struggling. You ain't making no extra money. And you have all these degrees. Why should I go to college?"
Wow. What was your answer?
My answer was, you don't have to go to college as long as you're a productive citizen and you know how to take care of yourself and you earn some money.
Nice. Yeah. College is not for everyone, and it may not be the thing that works for a particular person. So now let's jump over into some of the the educational issues with CMOS. First of all, tell us, what is CMOS?
Okay, CMOS is just like it sounds. It comes from the C.
Okay.
It looks like a vine of sea moss. It looks like moss. When I get it, it's dry, and it generally comes from specific areas. The right kind.
Okay.
Comes from specific
we're gonna talk about that too.
Yeah. So mostly Caribbean places have them. There are other places that have them. But there's different types of moss as well.
Okay.
So a lot of the commercial, and people know about wild Irish sea moss. But there is Jamaican sea moss.
Okay.
There is purple sea moss.
Okay.
There is a lot of different mosses. And if you eat sushi, you have that seaweed.
Okay.
So you eat it, or it's been in our lives for a while. You just didn't realize it. I'll give you a tip that a lot of people don't even realize they've been eating sea moss the whole time. If you like ice cream, sea moss is in ice cream.
Sea moss is in. I had ice cream yesterday. I probably shouldn't say that. But I had ice cream yesterday. So sea moss is in ice cream, but you just can't go eat a half a gallon of ice cream
No.
and get the effect. So what makes your sea moss different? Because you mentioned it, when it came out, it seemed like it came out like a fad. And everybody was selling sea moss. You could go to the health food stores and they got sea moss. And I tried some of the sea moss capsules off the health food store, but I found a local guy here, and he gave me some capsules. And I started taking the capsules, and within 3 to 4 days, I saw an instant change. And I was like, wow, now that's got to be the real sea moss. And so I turned a couple other guys on it, and I could see an instant change in them taking the sea moss. And then my brother introduces me to you, and my question to you was, what makes your sea moss real? How do you know that you got the real stuff?
So I did research, because one thing I don't do is play around with other people and their health, and I don't ever want anybody to say you got the wrong stuff. I deal with, 2 vendors.
Mm-hmm.
They're Caribbean based.
Okay.
The other one is African based.
Okay.
But the Caribbean based one, I have all their paperwork. I have all the things that are necessary to certify them as them being my supplier for raw sea moss.
Raw sea moss, okay.
Yes. Sea moss has been around for centuries.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, in COVID time, it slowly migrated to like the Midwest mostly, and it started to become more popular. Stars on the West Coast, like my nephews, they live in LA. Sea moss has been around on store shelves for a while in California.
Okay.
Jamaicans, they feed their babies sea moss from birth.
Wow.
So
Okay.
sea moss has really been around for decades, and a lot of people know Dr. CB,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where the whole crave came from, in which he did do a lot of research and contributed a lot to the whole community of sea moss and understanding what sea moss, and not only sea moss, but other things like alkaline water
Right.
and blends and all that other stuff, to help us realize that we don't need the stuff that they actually prescribe all the time.
Right. So your sea moss, you said you were able to add flavor to it.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to us about the process. You get it, you said it's in a dry form.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have to cook it, boil it, or how do you break it down?
Well, I don't use the cooking method because I feel like it gets rid of some of the nutrients.
Okay.
So when I do receive it, it's dried up. It's been sun dried.
Okay.
When I receive it, it just looks like a bunch of, and it has all the natural things like string, and I still have to really clean it.
Okay.
So
Clean it from when it comes from the
Yes.
sea, the ocean.
I
Okay.
clean it, then I process it in water, spring water,
Mm-hmm.
and I let it sit for like 18 to 24 hours.
You do all this yourself.
I
You
do
don't
all
send
this
it off.
myself.
Okay.
And once it's done processing for that amount of time, I go back through it, clean it again, rinse it off, and then I use a commercial blender
Okay.
to make into a gel.
Okay.
And so once that happens, then as you can see, I have tons of different sea moss products. I don't just have the gel. So once I make the gel, I can transform a lot of different things in order to be beneficial to others.
Okay. Now, talking about beneficial, talk to us about some of the known benefits that you have experienced and that your clients have come back and share with you in taking your sea moss.
One is energy. They love the energy factor. Some say that it helps them with, like if they have cold systems or digestion system issues. one thing that harvests in our bodies is mucus. It might not always manifest until like a cold,
right?
But it's always sitting there. And what the sea moss helps do is drive it out. So that's how we get colds. That's how we do, just sitting there. So it's helped with that. It's helped with their skin because sea moss has anti-inflammatory in it, and it also it helps with eczema and it helps with psoriasis and dry skin. So it helps with people with those type of issues. It can be placed in your hair, and some people have placed it in their hair.
You can place it in your hair?
In your hair.
Wow.
What it does is it gives it because sea moss has collagen in it.
Okay.
And so it helps with strengthening your hair.
So you can put sea moss in your hair. So that would be what, just the raw sea moss or the gel base?
No, there's another process involved, because if you put the gel in your hair, it might stick to your hair pretty good because it's a bonding agent.
Okay.
So it knows that it's going to bond, just like I said, ice cream. Mm-hmm. That's why ice cream makers use it.
So it bonds it together.
It bonds it together.
Okay.
So no, you don't want to do it by no, don't do that.
Don't put it in your hair.
But I have had people ask me for conditioner type deals. I've done them, and they tell me that it comes out soft.
Okay.
Yeah, I put it in my hair.
There's a conditioner you can make. You can put it in your hair.
And then there's a hair care line, Mael. She has a sea moss shampoo and conditioner.
And it's good?
I've never used it.
Okay.
But yeah, they do use that.
Talk to us about some of the sea moss products that you have.
Currently, I have naturally vegan. Most of everything that I have is vegan based.
Okay.
So
is there a sea moss that's not vegan based?
Not for my brand. Only thing, and I say most of my products are vegan based. Only thing that I don't have vegan based within the product line that I have is my elderberry, because it's made with honey.
Okay.
But everything else is made with either agave or pure cane sugar.
Okay.
So I have sea moss gels in 5 different flavors.
What are your flavors?
My flavors are pineapple, strawberry, peach, green apple, one I call not your ordinary lime, and then I have also plain.
Plain. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You have juices too. Talk to us about the juices.
I have 2 sets of juices. Okay. So one is a shot. It has sea moss in it. The shot, people know as far as the mineral count, your body needs 102 minerals a day. Okay. Sea moss just by itself gives it 92.
Wow.
But the shot that I have brings it up to the 102. Okay. The reason being because it has the sea moss in it, and it also has cold pressed ginger, pineapple, aloe, coconut water, and the sea moss in it.
That one shot.
So what people usually get them, you have to be a ginger liker or you really want to feel better.
Right.
So what that ginger does is the ginger helps with knocking out some of those cold symptoms. Mm-hmm. It also builds up your immune system because it has everything that's in there has a lot of vitamin C.
Okay.
And then also if you have digestion, ginger is really good for digestion. So that's what makes that a powerhouse.
So would you do the shot and sea moss or just the shot?
Some people make it alternative things. So some people will buy the gel and then they'll buy shot too. But they'll take the gel one day and then the shot the next day and alternate them. I have subscriptions with that one. And people those are usually the first things to go. They're my highest sellers.
Okay, so subscription based means it comes on like an auto ship?
Yes,
like
auto
that?
Ship. Yep. Okay. I have that going, and then I have the sea moss splashes. The splashes are more a convenience thing, but the kick about it is that it has the sea moss, but it has coconut water in it. Coconut water has a lot of electrolytes, which helps replenish those for people that are like working out all the time or don't want to take that scoop of gel. They can just grab one and drink the whole bottle and feel a difference within their system especially if it's a hot day. They're going to feel recovered faster from drinking it.
The splashes. So you wouldn't want to do the splash and the gel.
Right. So it's another alternate thing. Okay. Or some people, like your brother, loves the drink.
Talking about the drink.
That's his thing.
I need to hit it and move on. I don't need to keep drinking. But to each his own. Whatever you identify that what works for you.
Right.
He's identified that is what works for him.
Yes.
Any other products you want to talk about?
I also have sea moss skincare products.
Okay.
So I have a face mask that's really good for acne and a lot of dryness. I also have sea moss body butters that helps with eczema and things of that nature. I also have I have a lot of different sea moss brand things, but my other baby that I'm really beginning to is mushrooms.
Mushrooms. Talk to us about the mushrooms.
So mushrooms, when people think of mushrooms, I'm not talking about pizza mushrooms.
Right.
I'm not talking about the ones that people get high on
smoke,
either.
Right. Okay.
I'm talking about the ones that have that have been identified and known as some have cancer fighting properties.
Okay, these mushrooms. Okay.
So I specialize in chaga and lion's mane.
Chaga and lion's mane mushrooms. And now how do they come? How do we intake those?
Those come in tea format.
Okay.
So they're like a cold beverage,
Okay.
but the difference there is that the chaga is known for having a natural caffeine in it.
Okay.
So I don't add caffeine, so that's where the energy comes from. People replace their coffee with it.
So you can drink chaga like you would drink your coffee.
Yes.
Okay.
Chaga helps with a lot of different things like diabetes. It helps with high cholesterol. It helps with building up your immune system faster, and it also helps with moods.
Okay.
A lot of the mushrooms helps with moods.
Moods. Okay, that's why they smoke it. No, I'm just.
Well, that's something different.
Just joke.
So that's something that you can drink that one hot or you can drink it cold. It comes like a peach kind of taste. So it's one of those things that you just drink every day and you feel a little different.
Okay. Now, would you do the mushrooms and the sea moss?
Yes,
you can do those both.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You can do both of those at the same time. I can sell a sample pack that has the sea moss in it, different flavors of sea moss, and it has either one of those teas in it.
Okay.
And then you have the lion's mane, which is my new one, and a lot of people are starting to hear more about lion's mane. Lion's mane helps with brain cells.
Okay.
So it helps with memory and cognitive, with your nerves.
Okay.
So a lot of people are a lot of vegans are getting into lion's mane because it reminds them of seafood.
Okay.
So when they cook it up, you can fry it, you cook it up, and it's kind of like that texture, and people like it. So, but I blend it into a tea that has lavender in it. Mm-hmm. And so it's cold, and you can drink a couple of those a day, and it helps with the brain functioning in your body. Most people think about lavender as put you to sleep. Mm-hmm. Lavender also is an anti-inflammatory. Okay. So it also helps with that, and it helps with mood. It helps with stress levels.
Gotcha.
So it brings that down too. So when you drink the drink, when people think about it, you don't fall asleep. That's not happening.
Okay, good. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day. Let our audience know, how can they find you?
There are several ways. So I'm online at www.rosasharonallnaturals.biz.
Okay.
Biz. You can also find me at Georgetown Market. My products are at Georgetown Market.
So you have products inside the market they can go and buy.
Yes.
Okay.
And also through different vending events that I go through. I'm always at a vending event. Okay. Then currently during the summer, I'm at Pike Farmers Market. Okay. So I'm there a couple Saturdays out of each month. Okay. And then I'm getting ready to be at the Indie Vegan Festival next week. Okay. Hair Festival. Yeah, so that's next week. Okay. So you can find me around town. I also produce my products out of the AMP 16. So there's ways to pick up there as well. Okay.
And we'll drop all of our information in the comments below. Thank you for tuning in to another We Power podcast, another We Power broadcast, where our theme is simply being able to identify what works for you. And we want to thank our special guest, Nycole, for stopping in today from the Rose of Sharon. Please check her out on her website. We'll have all of her information below. And thank you for tuning in. And also, again, thank our sponsors, Victory's Insurance Agency, LLC, Lifefinancial.solutions, and Freebirds General Contracting. Thank you, and we'll see you on the next episode.